Holy cow, what a beautiful day it is today. 75 and sunny out, and we're heading to the woods to do some scouting. Just parked off the side of the road here. Just gotta hop right into the woods and fix this camera. It's like a good track here next to this old Bud Light can. The fence has been here a couple years, I think. I don't know what happened to it. I needed to move it anyways. I didn't really like where it was at. So that's what we're going to do. Move it real quick. Just going to replace these cameras here. And I'll see kind of what's working in this area. Lots of oaks in here. Good cover, cornfield around it. It's a little tiny. I mean, this woods probably isn't but 2 or 3 acres, but it could be something good in here. 280 pictures, which is a fair amount. Doe and fawns, no bucks at all on this camera. I don't think I'm going to waste a cell camera in here. I'm just going to put the card back in this camera and keep it rolling. Steep bank there. All right, now heading into some public now. Gonna get down. There's some finger ridges that come off of a main ridge, and there's like a little hub down here. I'm gonna go check it out. I used to have a camera down here. See if there's anything that looks good. Check out some white oaks. See if there's any of that dropping. I did see some red oaks back there that were full of acorns. So got that going for us. Turtles are out and about everywhere right now. Those are chestnut oaks. Typically late season is when the deer like those. See all these really coarse bark trees here with, you know, very few branches until you get to the top. That's a typical sign of a chestnut oak. And on these ridge tops, they're just covered in them usually. And that's why a lot of times you find a lot of sheds in the hills. I think the deer like to hang out here during January and February and eat those leftover chestnut oaks. So here's a really nice bed actually on this ridge top here. Where I'm going is just down there. There's an old rub right there too. So it's looking like a good spot so far. Man. Yeah, there's another good bed right there. And this is just the point that goes down into the hub. So this is a lot of times where you see them bedding. This is kind of where the point is getting ready to break off. And you can see how everything's kind of matted down right there. That's definitely been a deer laying there really recently. It doesn't take long for the leaves to kind of expand back up. When they're flat like that, you know they've been using it. My entrance into this place probably needs to be a little different than when I'm coming down right now. I didn't realize how many beds would be up here on this ridge. I thought this would be like a ridge that a lot of people use, but apparently not. So there's usually a scrape right here on this end of this point before you go down into the hub. And I have a camera right there, which it looks like there's a limb that probably was blown in front of it, which that kind of sucks, but we'll just have to see when I get up there. See what's on it. Alright, so there was a lot of deer in this area all season long. I didn't get to go through the whole card because it was pretty much full. It died back in January, so I'm going to freshen the batteries, put a new card in this camera, and then just keep going down the hub here and seeing if I want to either put my cell camera here or down in there. But either way, this is a spot I'm probably going to hit this year way more than I was. Another really nice scrape right here. Mark that one and keep going. This is a hub scrape right here. You can see work down to the ground. Really good licking branch. There's also like the scrape's almost concaved to where you can see they've used it year after year after year. So I like this scrape a lot better because you have a lot more points feeding it, whereas that one back there, you essentially just had that one point that came down as only you're filtering into a scrape. This one, you got all this stuff on this hillside, the included scrape I was talking about, with that single point, and then over on this side too, you got a lot of good stuff. So this is probably the one I'm going to put my camera over, but let's just kind of fill it out and see what else we see in here. This tree has some white oaks on it. Some are already on the ground here. I'm gonna get my binoculars out of my pack and look up there and see if they're loaded or not. Not really that many on there. I'd say this camera probably got a lot of false triggers this one summer. There was a shooter on that camera, and he was there into December, so that means he more than likely lived, as long as someone didn't get him during late season or muzzleloader season, which is a good thing. There's also some really nice 3-year-olds that would be, dandies to shoot. So I'm going to kind of scout around in here just a little bit more and figure a game plan out to come and set in here. So following the hub back on a main deer trail here, and you can see it got really open. As the hub kind of opens up, you got less and less undercover, and I don't feel like a big buck would like to be in here during daylight hours. So I'm going to spin back around, head back into what we're going to call it, the throat of the hub, and just see where I want to put this camera at now. I think I've made up my mind. I'm going to put it over that first scrape. It looked like the best one. It looked like the hub scrape. There's a couple other tic-tac scrapes around, but that one seemed like the best one. And I also have those 2 cameras on them points, so I'm going to get pictures of whatever either way. So just not sure exactly that big buck that was on camera. I'm just going to have to kind of probably come in here and throw some hunts in here and maybe do a deal where I hunt a couple times early season, a couple times during the rut. There was a lot of bucks in here during the rut. Over the summer, I lost about 24 pounds, and I feel real good. I'll be honest with you, I haven't been doing much cardio stuff. Been lifting and whatnot, but need to get on the cardio a little bit. But my weight feels good right now. I want to lose about 10 more pounds. But to do that, I'm going to have to start hitting the cardio. Now, if you look around me here, I got back into the thick stuff. So this is where I want to be at.
Time is an illusion. What's the meaning of freedom? Everybody wants to be one. Just try to remember to keep on trucking. Listen to the silence, like infinite horizons. Future like a rerun. Standing on the verge of a new history. You go, I go, we go.
So this sycamore tree here is the one I marked to set in when I come hunt here. That scrape we just put that camera on is right there. You got this creek that kind of pinches everything down right here in front of you. And then if the deer would be coming out from that area, I think you would get a shot on them down in the creek right down there. It'd be a little tough maybe, but I think that's the best option that you have, because you may be able to get a shot off kind of down through there as well. You just have to kind of pick and choose your battles down through there. But I like to hug this hillside right here in hopes that the wind just kind of pushes off that hillside and goes back that way instead of swirling down in here, which it might. The only thing I don't like is this big hillside. I think you're gonna have to come down from up there. So you have to, park down the road, walk up the top, and then come down to this tree right here. At least that's what I kind of envision happening here. There's been quite a few rumblings of EHD in Indiana this year. I was going to have you guys leave in the comments section what you're seeing in your state for EHD, if you guys have seen any deer laying dead. I know Iowa got hit with it last year. Knock on this little ironwood tree right here. I haven't seen a whole lot of it where I hunt at, or at least haven't found dead deer. Does not mean that there isn't some, but just curious. Leave it in the comments below. Seen any dead bucks laying around in creeks or ponds or anything where you're at? There's a third camera I had up here, and essentially it's just on the edge of this real nasty thick stuff I just walked through. Usually there's a scrape right underneath that limb, but it doesn't look like. Maybe, yeah, there's still one there. Just a lot of leaves over it. I think someone tinkered with my camera. I haven't owned a 2 gigabyte SD card in a coon's age, and there's no pictures on it at all, so I think I'm just going to pull this one. I like it down there a little better. It sucks, but it happens. Public land, people do whatever they want, and some people do. Just making my way back to the truck. Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog as much as I enjoyed making it. This was a really productive scouting trip here. If you want to follow along with the vlog every day, there's a episode for you right here that I did yesterday. And then, right there's how you subscribe. So make sure you hit the subscribe button too. Toss all shed. See you later.